Welcome, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Tonight, we have a very special returning guest, and I can't wait for you to meet her and just hear what is going on, what is new these days. So, without further ado, I will welcome to the stage Miss Lady the Flame. Lady Flame, how you
Hi,
doing,
how are
girl?
you? I am
Awesome.
doing great. How are you?
I'm doing fine too. I'm so glad that you were able to come in and just bless us again with your presence and just, catch up where we left off last time.
Yes, definitely.
I think this music was too loud in the background. Awesome. So, we were just kind of chit chatting in the back. Well, before I start talking, I like to start off with a little word of prayer. So, if you don't mind, we'll bow our heads and I'll pray and we'll get started. All right, dear Honey Father, we just want to thank you once again for allowing us to use this platform to highlight people who are doing great things in this world, dear God, that are inspiring and motivational. We ask that this live may touch someone's heart and inspire them to do better with what they have, dear God. Help them, dear God, to have the tools to make a difference in a positive way with the people around them. We ask you all these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Yes. How was your week, sis?
Very productive.
That is good. Look, it's better to be that than not doing nothing, just laying around, right?
True, definitely true. Definitely. Yeah.
Awesome. So, for those who have tuned in, we have our special guest, Lady Flame. She is a reggae gospel artist. She has collaborated with like tons of reggae artists that include Beanie Man and Richie Steffens and Sanchez recently, and other people that if you are from the Caribbean or connected with people from the Caribbean, you will know. And I mean, she's an awesome gospel artist, awesome singer. She's definitely using her talent for good, and it's inspiring so many around her. And I'm just privileged to have met her years ago
Mhm.
in terms of connecting, just through social media and just being able to have her on our platform today. So if you're
Yeah.
tuned in, make sure you put something in the comment section. Make sure you subscribe to our channel and also to Lady Flame's channel, which is pinned in the title, and I want to say in the comment section as well. So yes, so I gave you the introduction and so
Yeah.
forth. And you said that you have been productive, and we're going to get into some of the projects that you are, started up. And I know the last time we talked, it was I know you had dropped that hit with Beanie Man and all those other artists, and
hmm
you've done so many things. It's been like just a year because we were talking about
hmm
Easter last
Yeah.
year. So before we get into that, we just want to begin with, where are you residing right now? Like, where are you representing right now?
Where I represent, or where
Actually, you
that's
know
a,
what?
that's a broad question.
I know, right? That's a lot. Where are
Yeah,
you? We're in the Illinois
but
area.
okay, okay. Well, yeah. So I'm stationed in the DMV area. That's Washington, D.C. For those that don't know, DMV stands for D.C., Maryland, Virginia. So that's where I'm stationed. Big up DMV. I represent the globe all over the world. Yes.
Really and truly, because I know you travel quite a bit.
Yes.
So to kind of piggyback from last time, yes. So I know we joked about it last time that we were like true Jamaicans, no, first
hmm
generation here, born here in the States. I'm from New York, you're in Boston, and your parents are Jamaican.
Right. I
So
mean,
I'm
well, I'm in Maryland, so yeah, Maryland.
okay.
Baltimore is here. You probably meant to say Baltimore, but but Maryland. Yeah, you're right. Continue.
That's what it was. Thank you so much. Look, it's good to kind of get a little correction because sometimes we forget and just kind of talk off the fly. But anyways, can you tell us a little bit about, just a little bit about your childhood and how it influenced, kind of what you're doing now, or just in general,
Right.
how was it growing up, the culture and so forth that you were, you know, embedded in.
hmm well, growing up, I come from a very musical family, so if you don't sing, you play an instrument. So growing up for me was always musical. I was a part of not just the church choir, but school choirs. You know what I mean? Within music, all of my life, really. I grew up within the church. My grandparents raised me, and like you said, from Jamaican parentage, and the entire family. I'm first generational here abroad, so definitely the Jamaican phrase comes in, but I wave the flag high. So growing up, it's always been musical for me. Not I've had exposure to gospel music, reggae music, dancehall, different genres because I'm here within the US. So rap, R&B, soul, all types of genres of music. So I guess that would explain too why I'm so mixed when it comes to music as far as the genres that I take place in. Yeah.
Thank you so much. So, for those who
hmm
missed the first interview, that's your little rundown and background of just, her childhood and just, just what influenced her as she was growing up. So, if you missed the first one, definitely go back and check that out, as we just kind of recap. So, do you remember the first moment you realized music wasn't just something you heard, but something you had to do?
Uh, I don't remember the first moment because from about the age of 2, I've been singing. So within the church. So my grandparents pretty much when they found out I had a gift of singing and a gift of memory back then, they would have me sing all these big huge songs like Grace Thrillers, Shirley Caesar, all those people that were paramount back then in gospel music. So I had
Yes.
to sing and recite those songs. So it just, I guess, it's a part of me, what I mean. It became a habit, natural habit, to where it's like, even if I can't even decide to stop, what I mean? Because it's like something instilled in, yeah, instilled in me from I'm born basically. So my mom used to sing as well, was a part of a group back in the days, and my dad plays the bass guitar. So it's a musical family that I come from. I'm just the only one that really took it on as a career.
Okay. So you have other siblings that also were into the music thing as well. Like, how many siblings do you have? Like, where did you
Um,
fall in the line?
right. So I'm the first of my parents. It's about on my dad's side 7 of us, on my mom's side 3 of us. So no, none of them don't have. Some of them might have a touch of the gift, but I think because I was the first
Mhm.
from my parents' loins, it's like I like come to me, I like come to
Right,
me.
and you
But
did.
yeah, so if they were to sing, them sound like them I try, but what I mean, it come maybe everything through I'm the first, it just land right inside of me.
You get it all.
Yes.
Oh man, so you talked about just being involved in the church. So I'm sure
hmm
that they asked you to sing those special songs and so forth.
hmm
When was the moment that it was like, okay, I'm singing and I'm singing? When did you start like singing outside of your local church? Like, when did that all begin?
that started from young because everybody that know how Jamaican churches are, especially within the denomination, we have anniversary and different type of programs, and the churches come from afar, different affiliations. And so I would travel abroad. I would go to Canada, I go to New York, I go wherever, Jamaica, wherever the church is going, and I would represent as the item or one of the items, what I mean, for those that are church goers that know how it go. So I would be the item for the church. And growing up, like I said, it was my grandparents' church. My grandfather was the pastor, and my grandmother was, lead evangelist. And so, everybody knows, say, a pastor grand picnic. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know, yeah. So I was the one to represent. So from very young, like I said, from my idea, they would even have me stand on chairs or boxes because I was so small. Short, and they want everybody to see who I sing, and then them look as it's little picnic I sing with such a big voice. So God really did bless me with a big voice that if you look at me, you don't, what's coming out of me don't look like me. So I discovered that from a small age, from a young age. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And I mean, that's really where it starts. A lot of times, these artists, that are out there, people will just tend to look at them like, oh, look at where they are. But if you only
Yeah.
knew the journey, you would
Hmm.
appreciate their art and craft even more. So,
Even more.
that's
Yes.
anytime my guests come on, I'm always asking about their background because a lot of times, yeah, their background is very telling to how, what brought them to where they are right now. And it adds a
Hmm.
lot of depth, a lot of context, just for people who are watching and tune in just to kind of get to know you on, like a 3D, 4D level. So, thank you for sharing all of that. So, with your music, I know you sing all types of genres, but I know one of the main things is the reggae gospel. Um, my question is how, the reggae and gospel each have deep traditions. When did you
Hmm.
first feel called to marry the two? And what was that like?
Well, it's so growing up in the Caribbean,
Yeah.
in a Caribbean family and stuff like that. As you know, Jamaica is the number one island with the most churches. So,
Mm,
everybody grew up. Now people kind of lingered a little bit away from it, but back then, everybody go church, everybody go Sunday school.
mm-hmm.
So, you know what I mean? Of course, gospel music was going to be done in the culture of Jamaica, which is reggae music and, such forth. So that's where that side of it comes from for me. Like I said, our church, is a Jamaican church, and my grandparents were the ones that were the head of the church, and it was very cultural. So that's where me putting it together comes from. But I do sing American gospel as well, and you know what I mean. Gospel music to me is just gospel means good news. So you know what I mean. I understand the genre of it.
Yes.
That's why we have Caribbean gospel, and then we have American gospel, and so forth. But yeah, that's where that came from. So.
Okay. Thank you for that.
Hmm.
Sometimes when we are, developing our gifts and crafts, sometimes we kind of, what should I say, kind of come across some defining moments, where you have to like pause and just be like, okay, where am I going with this? What
Hmm.
am I going to do? Can you define a time when you just felt like, you are developing and doing your thing, but was there a time when it's just kind of like you felt like, oh my gosh, I'm kind of like in this moment and I'm not sure where you leading me, God, and what kind of made you kind of get over that hump to just keep pressing, keep going?
Right. Well, of course, uh, a big moment when that happened is what defined my career for me. Like I said before, I was known, within dancehall as Lady Flame and everything. And
Hmm.
when we were working on one of our albums, and I wanted like a Till Shiloh, like what Buju have and stuff to close the album, because I'm a very
Yeah.
spiritual person, regardless. And during that time, which I did not know, you know what I mean, it was about maybe a year before COVID even hit. You know, that's when God Answer Prayers came about. You know what I mean? And I wrote that song. I did, how should I say, like the demo, the rough draft for it. And
Yeah.
we put it down because at the time we said, okay, it's a large project, so that can't go with what we're trying to do. So we put it down and said, okay, we're going to get back to it because it's such a major project. We know that we had to do that separate. And some way, somehow, that song leaked out, and I always say it's a godly move because at the time, God want to use me, for the time that's to come, but I did not know. So, you know what I mean? So the message went out, everybody wondering who it is. At the time, we didn't even know it's out there until like months after. The song was already charting everywhere, number one. You know what I mean? People were calling and asking for shows, and that's when we realized that the song was out there. Because I'm like, how do you even know about the song? So we didn't put it out. So you know what I
Wow.
mean. So when they call and the person said, well, the song is playing, and somebody said that sound like Flame, and I found your number, and I'm like, oh my god. So this is when we realized like we have to play catch up. You know what I mean? And that's like one of the quickest songs that we ever put together, professionally and get it done. Like, voice it, get all the
Yeah.
instrumentation or everything done, put it out. Because when I did the video to put a face to the song now, because people hear the
Mhm.
song, fall in love with it, love the message, don't know who sing it. But as soon as I told them who I was, I realized how many people were searching that song because the views were like tremendous on just my
Mhm.
little clip. And, that song is my testimony because God answers prayers. So, he truly answered my prayer by opening the doors for me, having my voice be heard all over the world, spreading his message and using me in an important season and time because
Yeah.
through the whole entire COVID, I mean, I was like everywhere, as far as most of the most prominent shows. God started me at the top, like, you know what I mean. I was performing with the top artists in gospel industry, both in America and in the Caribbean, and feel right at home, of course, because that's my lineage. That's what I know. And
Yeah.
from there my whole career changed because now I was introduced to the world, in such a respectful and spiritual way. And I'm able now to bring the messages about because people are listening now. So definitely that's my life changing moment. And I tell everybody, that during that time, I didn't plan it at all. Like I said, we had our own plans, and God
Yeah.
is like, no, this needs to happen now. And strategically, that's when we did a little, I should say, like a little reinvention. And I had taken the lady off my name and just made it the Flame. So a
Okay.
lot of my supporters were introduced to me during that part of my career as the Flame. And during that time, I mean, I was just ringing out gospel songs, which I still am, but I was just
Mhm.
ringing it up because that was the time for it. You know what I mean? We needed encouragement, we need spiritual upliftment. And during those years, I was just, God has just downloaded so much
Yeah.
songs and messages within me that I had to get out. And we have plenty more, but it's just during that time it just helped me to elevate, and become stronger spiritually, so that when I
Mhm.
move forward now I can take on, other avenues and other lanes, with a strong spiritual background,
Mhm.
that's more inviting to the masses that may not know him spiritually, you know what I'm saying, and may not be believers. So yeah, that
Yeah.
would be the moment because, like I said, that wasn't planned. And I'm gonna just tell God, say, yo, listen,
Uh-huh.
you know what I mean? We never decide to come over that side here yet because to me personally, I was like, okay, when I'm
Uh-huh.
ready, you know what I mean? I will do that side. But it's like you said, I said, come now and don't worry about who else have to say anything. Come and tell him, I said, God, you know me
Yeah.
already. You know I'm a steer. And,
Uh-huh.
if people come to me, I'm ready to judge, I'm ready to do what. And God
Yeah.
told me, I heard it clear as day. You do
Mhm.
not have to defend yourself because I am the one who chose you for this. So, and that has been a life changing moment for me coming up. So,
And that's how it is sometimes. Sometimes, you plan things A to Z, and God is like,
yes,
we're going backwards. We're gonna
Yes.
start in the middle and go forward. We're gonna start in the middle and go backwards. So
Yeah.
you can't always predict. You can't plan. You plan, but know
Right.
that when there's a higher purpose, God is definitely gonna make
Definitely.
it happen, whether you
Definitely.
expect it or not. So was that song your first song that you recorded?
No, it's not my first song I
Was
recorded. Say it again.
right? No,
Yeah,
I
it's
was
not my first
making
song that I
sure.
recorded, but it is my first. Well, that's my number one song today, as far as hit and as far as it's in the billions of streams.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's that's the leading track. That's my foundation song. And that was also my very first album was created from that song. So and my album is called God Answer Prayers as well. So yeah, that was my very
Mm-hmm.
first album. Yeah.
Yeah, and I know during COVID time, I want to say that is how I was introduced to you because, as I mentioned last
Mm-hmm.
time, it was through ATL Praise House because, with Brother
Mm-hmm.
Luke, he was always
Really
playing
little
like,
big of itself.
reggae
Yeah.
gospel. And when your songs came out, I was like, ooh, who's that? And that's how I
Yeah.
kind of, Lady the Flame, that's how I was, introduced to you,
Used to me. Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
I was just like, yes. And I think one of the songs too was, yeah, that one that you mentioned. And I'll
Still
win,
the
you'll
prayers.
win.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That was a good one too. I actually requested that you did a dub play for my daughter with that song, and it
Yes.
was off. I need to try to find that. But yeah, so with those who haven't heard that song that you said that God leaked, will you would you mind singing that song if you don't mind for those who,
Oh yeah, sure. I give the yeah a piece. Yeah.
yeah, a little
Sure.
something something for those who are watching now. Get a little something now.
Sure. Yeah, sure. All we see is every weakness, every trial, every mountain I see. And he sees every teardrop, and he wipes them for you and for me. Just get down on your knees and say, Savior, help me please. Because one thing is for certain, is my God answers prayer.
Amen. We could stop right there. That was beautiful. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
And I mean,
Yes.
for those, if you don't know, you gotta look up Lady Flame. You gotta look up her handles, which I'm going to share at some point during the live. So definitely stay tuned for that. We are definitely blessed today with our returning guest, Lady Flame, and we're just thrilled to have you. And again, if you're watching and tuned in, you should be inspired at this point, just with what is going on right now. And yeah, during COVID time, that was a special time. I think people was either being extremely inspired to create or maybe
Hmm.
something else. But that was a time where, people were just, as you said, you were just cranking those songs out.
Yeah.
That was a time that like forced people to just like really reflect on their current life and what they can
Yes.
do in the moment.
Yes.
So
Yes.
so definitely talking about music and so forth. Can you recall, well, the first song that you ever recorded? Can you tell us about that and just how did you went along with that process? Or what was the
The
story behind
first,
the first song you
right.
recorded?
Well, that's a tricky one. So, um, my first song I recorded was a dub plate. So many people
Okay.
that know me and follow me knows that well they label me dub queen because within the song clash fraternity, I'm one of the most voiced female, as far as like clashes and
Okay.
stuff like that. And all of that
Uh-huh.
came from my background. So I just love clash. So back then in my career, that's where I learned to voice music professionally and stuff, was through sound systems. So not to give away my
Okay.
age, but back then
You was
I
young.
recorded, yeah, I recorded on what they call records, which our people today might not know about, because that's way before cassettes, way before CDs.
Hmm.
I recorded on dub plates on records. So my very first song was done on records. And it was done by sound systems. So I would go in, do dub plates for them, you know what I mean? Do specials for them. That's how I began to go to the studios and voice until, with my creation and my own songs and stuff like that, we started to record those.
Yeah.
Back in those days when I started in my career, we didn't have as much control over my career as we have now. Meaning, like, we had to wait until a producer say, "Yeah, I'll voice you," you know what I mean, or we'll put you on
Yeah.
this rhythm, and for that you'd have to go in and then they voice you on the track. So that came later on in my career after that. But when me and Robon met and he became my management, we also decided, because of how business was back then, we decided to be our own production company as well. So, that's when it became more in our control. And, I'm voicing. A matter of fact, I paused. I'm voicing today as well. But I paused because we have this interview to do. So, what I mean? It's just, the whole process is, okay, knowing what you're going to do first, go in the studio, lay it down, and then it goes to be mixed and mastered, or we mix and master it ourselves. But I've been in the music business professionally for almost 3 decades. So the way we do music, I've been through most of the changes. You know what I mean? From like I
Mhm.
said, yeah, from the record up to the tape, the cassette, to the
Yeah.
CDs. You know what I mean? And then over to now what we have now, which is digital. MP3s
Mhm.
and such and such, you know what I mean? So no, I wasn't there in 8 track and all that. I'm not that old, but
I played eight
yeah.
track, but my dad, because of my dad.
Oh, okay, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. I wasn't that old, but I've been there through changes of music. So, it's very, I would say it's interesting, and it's a part of the journey, like you said. You know what I mean? It's a part of the journey, adjusting and getting things done. No matter what the changes are. So,
Yeah. And can you highlight your producer?
hmm
Give a little shout out to your producer. Who's your
oh
producer?
yeah. So I work with many, but in house, and my number one producer is Robon. That's Robon Productions. RP Record is our label. Most of my songs, most of my singles, most of my albums, all of my albums are released by RP Record, Robon Productions.
Hmm.
All of my newer projects. I have a brand new one that will be releasing on Mother's Day, entitled Mama. So that'll be releasing next week, Sunday. Pre-release is available Friday. That's the latest one that we've had that's coming out of our production. And as you might know, just previously I released my EP, The Journey, which all three of those is our productions as well, including the third track with Sanchez, No One Like You, that's produced by us as well. So, a lot of our major projects, God Answer Prayer is a production of ours as well.
Yes.
Still, The Prayer with Glamour Wayne is a production of ours. Roping is a production of Richie Stevens. So I do a lot of work with different producers.
Hmm.
But yeah, most of my work is by our production. So big up yourself, Rob, on it, don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So before I begin, sharing just your social media, I
Hmm.
see God's word spoken. She is saying bless Sabbath hosts and chats, and
Bless up,
also
bless up.
and also Amen, bravo, great vocals. So she bigging you
Thank
up on
you. Thank you
that.
so much.
Yeah, so thank you so much for tuning in. And then for those who are watching from the bushes, as another friend of mine would say, blessings to you guys who are silent listeners. But
Yeah,
yes, I just wanted to just kind of take a moment to just kind of
sure.
share your page here. Let's see.
Okay.
So if you're wanting to connect with
Mm-hmm.
Lady Flame. Is this the best? Yep, this is your YouTube channel
Yeah,
here.
that's my YouTube channel. Yeah. That's
Mm-hmm.
also the handle right there is my handle across the board. So if you're on
Yeah.
IG, Facebook, what's the next one? TikTok or anywhere, just put in Lady Flame RP. So that's the same handle that I have right there on YouTube. My website is ladyflame.com. And in case you don't remember anything, you can Google me and I will come up.
Oh
But
yeah.
that is my page right there, Lady Flame RP YouTube. Want to big up everybody, my thousands and thousands of followers, people that stream daily. Thank you guys so much.
Yes. So I just shared her YouTube channel. We're gonna go through some of those videos too. But
Yeah.
this hopefully it shows up. Do you is this your website? I'm hoping that it shows up here because sometimes it's delayed.
Okay.
So
Okay. Okay.
do you see it?
I
Oh,
see the
let me see.
YouTube right now. Yeah.
Okay, let me stop and reshare. Sometimes I have to kind of
Okay.
do that.
It's okay. Take your time. Do your thing.
Technology don't always, agree.
Right.
So here we go. Let me see. Let me see. I had it up here.
Mm-hmm.
Um, okay, let's see here. I see I have your let me see.
Which one? The
Sometimes
website?
yeah, I
Ladyflame.com?
just
Okay.
yeah, I have it up, but it's not showing, but don't worry. I'm
Okay.
gonna get
Okay.
it. I
Okay.
probably need to
It's
scroll
okay.
up or something. I'll share what I have in the meantime,
Sure,
and then I'm
sure.
I'm gonna get to it. But yes, this is your Facebook page, so you could
Yes, that's
connect
my
with her.
Facebook page. Let me say something about that. So I do have two pages. I'm glad you brought this up. So that's one of
Okay,
them.
okay.
Um, my I would like for people to follow that one, but I also have an official fan page, Lady
Mm-hmm.
Flame RP, and I have a personal page as well. My
Oh.
personal page is, I tell people all the time, please just follow me or follow my official fan page because I mean, I got like over 1,000 friend requests and I'm already like over the limit. You know what I mean? I do have a lot of followers that are following me, like thousands and thousands of them. I think it's almost 20,000, which
Yeah.
is good. But I would love for them to go over to the official fan page. So please, people, don't feel like I'm ignoring you if you are sending me friend requests. I just cannot accept anymore. Like I couldn't be able to accept anymore for some years now, and I need to put up
Yes.
another post too, just to let people know. Like I'm not ignoring you guys, but please just follow my pages for right now because I'm at the max. I've been at the max for years. So definitely that
Right.
is my official page right there. Thank you so much. I would rather people follow that page or my personal page you can follow, but this one definitely we try to put the latest up on this page and my personal page so people can be able to be informed with everything that's going on. So
Of course, of course.
yeah.
And I see you have your Instagram. Is this an Instagram page you would like people to follow? Did it
Yeah, that's
show up?
my yeah, definitely. So
Okay, let me see it
yeah,
again.
Lady Flame RP, same thing. Same thing
Okay.
across the board. Yeah, so that is my Instagram page. Yep. So same thing across the board. Please do follow that page so we can get the run the numbers up. Follow that and my TikTok page, please, so we can run the
Mhm.
numbers up. Just follow everything, guys.
I'm telling you,
So yeah.
I'm looking up each one as you're saying. I'm looking up the TikTok page. So because sometimes you say it, and
Hmm.
when it come time for people to look it up, then it's like, okay, which one? I'm like, okay.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. That's
I
so
like
true.
to
So
bring
true.
it up. I
That's
like to
so
bring it
true.
up so people actually lay eyes on it. And sometimes
Hmm.
people are listening to the live in the background and they're not really watching, and
Right.
they're missing out. Let me see
Right.
here. Flame. So it would be Lady Flame RP.
Yep, same thing. We try to make it easy, you know.
Yeah, that's the best way because if you start splitting it up, then it's kind of like
Hmm.
people are looking at
Yeah.
this and that. Let's see here. I
Hmm.
believe we are here. This is it. Can you see it? If you
I
don't, let
see
me
the
know.
Instagram. No, I see the Instagram right now. Yeah.
Okay, let me
Yeah.
reshare it. There was a
Hmm.
time when I was able to just kind of switch once I share the
Hmm.
screen, but it just looked like I just have to like unshare, and then
Yeah,
reshare.
come out and then go back in. Yeah. Yeah.
There
There
we
we
go.
go. That is it.
So you
Mm-hmm.
got Lady the Flame,
Yeah.
a Lady Flame RP on
Mm-hmm.
TikTok. So yeah, definitely follow her on all social media, guys. And then
Please, please,
also,
please. Yes.
and then I'm gonna look up your website as well
Mm-hmm.
so that people can check that out.
Right. And that's ladyflame.com. Yep. And that's
Okay.
easy too.
Mhm.
ladyflame.com. Yeah. So,
Sweet. Let me cut this out and get this in here. Great. Yep. All right. Now I need to maybe stop share and reshare here.
yeah. I think we figured it out.
I'm telling you. Let's see here. Make sure this is the one. Okay. Did it come up on your end? Accept.
I'm just seeing the Google.
Okay. It might take
Yeah. I
a
guess you have to press the link. Yeah.
okay. Did it come up
Yeah.
now?
No. We're just seeing the
Oh,
Google. Like, yeah.
and I
So
pressed
you
it,
might
but
have to make it come up for you first and then share that. Yeah.
yeah, let me do it again. It's so slow sometimes. Let's see. Um, okay, I think we are here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
And there we go. There we go. Yeah.
awesome. So yeah, guys, check out all of her social media handles and pages and follow
mm-hmm.
on each and every one. And you are open for bookings, so you know you have these links that you can
Yes.
connect to her and her producer, her production team, and get things rolling and started here. So
Yes.
yes, you have your video. Oh, second time.
Mm-hmm.
This is the one with Sanchez. No,
no, that's the one. That's
that's not
the
the one.
right. That's on the 2 time rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
That ran the summer with Cargo. So definitely.
Sweet. So yeah, you
Yeah.
definitely gotta check that out. It's a
Mm-hmm.
No One Like You remake with Sanchez
Right.
here.
That's the one. Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, guys. All right. Richie Stephens. All right. And he was I want to say he performed in Chicago either last year or the year
Yeah, Richie
before.
Stevens. Yeah, so
Yeah.
he's also the producer, as you mentioned. When you first began with the street gospel rhythm that me and Beanie Man have the song on.
Yes.
So it's his project. I have quite a few projects with Richie. Richie, big up yourself. We do a lot of work with him. I was on that project as well as the Friends and Family rhythm. I did
Yes.
We Belong Together, that song, that cover over. And, me and him have a song right there, Roping, which is a wonderful rubber dub song, So a lot of
Mm.
projects with Richie that I've done. So Richie, definitely big up yourself.
Yeah, man, definitely. And
Hmm.
come back to Chicago and you come to Chicago too when you get a moment.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've definitely if people book, I'll definitely will come up there,
We're
So
gonna work on it. We're gonna spread the word because Chicago's a hot spot too. So
okay.
definitely looking out for that. So yeah, man, you
yes.
have to check out everything. She got a whole lot going on, like you said. You are
Hmm.
always involved with when it comes to like creating new music and so forth.
Hmm.
I'm following on Instagram and I'm constantly seeing that you're working on new projects
Hmm.
and concert here, concert there,
Yeah,
sometimes
yeah, yeah.
I know that the most current event that is coming up is you said it's next week for Mother's Day.
Well, there's two going on. So on the 9th, May the 9th, I will be in the UBS Arena in New York. I will be
Mm,
opening for Barris Hammond, Stephanie Mills, and Romaine Virgo. That's a huge one for Mother's Day.
mhm,
It's a Rockaway concert. So definitely anybody in the New York area, bring your mama, bring your auntie, bring your wife, bring, mothers. I'm a mother myself. So
mm,
definitely just get dressed, look pretty and everything and come out. Let's enjoy ourselves on the 9th. And then on the 10th, the following day, I'm a fly out. I'll be in Jamaica. I have a Mother's Day concert there. It's in Christiana. Pink Panther is putting on a Bus Song Sundays Mother's Day edition. So nothing but Queens will be on that one as well. So that weekend is packed for me. So definitely from one country to the next. So
Man,
Yeah.
when do you get some downtime?
Well, we want uptime right now, so we are going to work with
There
it.
you go.
Yeah.
Because you know what, once and the thing is, when I talk to different artists and creators, once you're doing something that you truly love, it doesn't
Hmm.
feel like a burden. It doesn't feel like hard work. It's like you're constantly doing something that you thoroughly enjoy. So it's like,
Hmm.
to say, to take a break, it's like take a break. This is what I love to do.
Right, right. Definitely. I would can't wait till the day come where I'm trying to push it, but I can't wait for the day to come when I can do it full time the way I want because a lot of people might not know I do have a 9 to 5 as well too. So,
Yeah.
it's like, two careers you're pushing forward, but of course this is the career I want to push. The other is just to help you get over the humps. But
Yeah.
hopefully, we're praying and we're working hard that one day I can just be able to just do this and be okay. So
That's awesome. And I mean, you're definitely moving towards that because you have evolved, you know, in some ways a lot and just doing a whole lot and being involved. So, yeah,
yeah,
it's definitely right there for you.
yeah,
With your talent and skills and you seem like you have a really good solid production team. So, you
hmm,
guys are definitely making it happen.
yeah, definitely. And that's important too to have the right team around you. So big up the whole team. Everybody that's on the team, part of the whole Rob on Productions. Big up my
Yeah,
PR, Flair. She's do a wonderful job, as far as helping us as well. You know what I mean? So, just
yeah,
and definitely big up God. You know what I mean? Because without Him giving us the talents and the motivation and the skills and the vision, and we wouldn't be here and being able to do this. So I'm big up myself because I work hard. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
man. Give yourself
So
a pat on the back.
yeah,
We gotta do that. I'm gonna give you applause. Here we go.
yeah, yeah.
That's all a part of it. We work hard, but we also have to celebrate and just reflect when we are actually, doing what we're called to do, pushing
Hmm.
ourselves, motivating ourselves.
Hmm.
Oftentimes we just kind of work, 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 and we don't really look and see what we are doing to really appreciate it. And self reflection is important to kind of keep moving forward, keep moving up, keep, moving in a direction that, you are ultimately called to do, you
So
know.
true.
So what happens spiritually when you're about to perform and you're on stage? What is going on inside of you like when you're performing like a at a gospel concert and so forth? Because I
Hmm.
know there's a process in just kind of getting ready and then when you're in the moment.
Hmm. Well, I would say any performance or any event, whether it's gospel, reggae, whatever, it could be a cookout. It don't matter.
Yeah.
Any event, I just try to get my mind focused. I say my little prayer. Everybody know that I need a little few minutes to myself before me, I need my space,
Yeah.
to definitely zero back in and say my little prayers and me and God work it out because it's very important to me that wherever which they'll tell you wherever I go, me I always say when you see me, you know what I mean, say me say God, you know what I mean, and I me say God. So everywhere I go, it doesn't matter what the event is. I want to be used in a way that people can leave with not just remembering me vocally, but remember how they felt, within the moment, the messages that they feel and everything, the spiritual connection. And most of the time, if not all of the time, that's what happens. And I'm just happy with that. Like I said, I don't need the
Yeah.
gratification. I just want to know that what I'm doing is right. And people can say, I just want to connect with them musically and they know say, all right, them can feel
Yeah.
the presence of God through me. You know what I mean? It's not about me or anything. So definitely every time I go to stage, that's I would say my nervous moment, not nervous in a sense of whether or not, I'm gonna sound good or do a good job, but just in
Hmm.
the fact that I want to be able to deliver, you know what I mean, in a way that I know that I can connect with them and they can leave away with some type of spiritual encouragement. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, man. Yeah, so outside of the music, because you kind of touched on it too, like what feeds you spirit, what feeds your spirit lately in terms like, are you what are you reading? What scripture that you find comforting? Are there people and places that you kind of lean towards or is gravitating
right.
to you to kind
Well,
of feed you? Yeah.
well, for me, like, I'm a very spiritual person from day one. So I'm a person who always read my Bible, always pray. I me say God answer prayer, I me say pray, So I
Yeah.
know that prayer is power. And a lot of times that's all it takes is just a conversation between you and God. And you'll be spiritually enlightened a lot of times if you just learn how to quiet the noise around you and
Mhm.
just reflect. So a lot of times it's the me time I have, my one-on-one with God. I do have people around me too that are spiritual as well. I have a bad
Okay.
pastor for my team. You know what I mean? So big up gangster pastor. Courtney
Thank
mentioned
you.
me and him. Yeah, me and him also have a song as well. On one of my albums, Inner Worship. So
Mhm.
he's on there. It's called You Alone. He's on that one. So the people I have on my team and around me, they are spiritually motivated and inclined as well because you need that. You know what I mean? Especially when you're doing positive work. The enemy don't like that. So, especially with how creative we are doing it, we're not in one lane where him feel like, say, all right, we can't try closing pan you pan the lane there. Me all over the place. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's like, so, I'm happy to be used in that type of way. You know what I mean? So, with that saying, I have people around me that is, spiritually inclined as well, so that we can pray each other up.
Yeah.
Pray for guidance and protection, keep each other accountable, and all those things. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's all important. Like you said, in order for you to kind of, just continue doing what you're doing, it does have a great impact when the people that's like right in your immediate circle is like in
Hmm.
that same mindset as you. Just to kind of like you said,
Right.
power you up. You power each other when you kind of feeling a little bit on the low side. You have someone that can kind of lift you up, and you could do the same for them. That is
Right.
so important when you're, like you said, when you're doing music like this. It's like it's more of a battle, so to speak, if you're not,
Yeah.
if you're thinking about it, because like you said, when you're trying to do something good, it's like, oh, you trying to do that. The devil's like, so there's you
Yeah.
have to stay prayed up. Sometimes we may fall behind, but you got to pick yourself up in that area. So it sounds
Hmm.
like you got a pretty solid team and so forth, just
Yes. Yes.
this business and entertainment. So you mentioned back that you started this thing when you were young. You were singing in a church and
Hmm.
so forth. Say a youth person is watching this live or come across this live, and they're
Hmm.
also wanting um to break into the gospel world and sing and share their voice. What's some words of encouragement you can tell that youth person in their moment right now, saying that they're just starting up, they're singing in the church, doing, some of the things that you did. What are some things
Hmm.
that you can tell them um, that would inspire them?
Well, for me, I would say don't put yourself in a box. And this is why I would say I know I sing gospel music as far as in the genre of gospel music. um Sing reggae, sing, dancehall, different types of, that's the genre. But
Mm-hmm.
the messages never change.
Yeah.
And I would say just don't put yourself in a box, because God is too big to be in a box anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He's great. He's our all of our fathers, and we can't look at things too much and be one visioned. So definitely I would say educate yourself, be knowledgeable. Music, yes, we love to sing, la 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 la, but guess what? At the same time, it's a business. So
Mm-hmm.
you have to go and educate yourself on how the business is ran, so that you can protect your assets, your gifts, your personal creative property that you have going on. And also just to know how to maneuver yourself within a business so that you don't get taken advantage of. You know what I mean? You want to
Yeah.
know how to protect, your ideas that you come up with. And at the same time, music changes. I gave an example of the different eras of music I went through. So you definitely want to stay up to the time with knowing what needs to be done, because that changes. Never think that you peak, because as long as there's life, you know what I mean, there's gonna be things turning around and changing, and you have to go with the flow. So
Yeah.
definitely I would just tell the person to keep growing, keep strengthening yourself, with the wisdom of and the knowledge of not just music, but the business of it, and stay true to yourself, stay true to your
Yeah.
message. Stay spiritually strong, and if you have a vision to do something, don't let nobody else deter you from it, because they can't see what you see. So just ask God just to help you through everything that you're doing, and you should be fine.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
Because, oftentimes, there's some people that are just like discouraged. They're not quite sure what to do, where to go. So
Hmm.
it's awesome that, you sharing that encouraging word with them, because I mean, sometimes that is just what we need. You know,
Right.
um, they say that there's a lot of power in, even a smile. Like even when you meet
Right.
people on the street and just in general, when you come across people, you don't know what you're doing when you share a smile, an encouraging
True.
word. You can be that saving grace for them
Yeah.
in
True.
times. So thank you for that, for sure. So when you think about your music, when someone say 20 years from now, maybe play your music, play your songs, what do you hope that they feel and believe after it ends?
Well, I hope that every time you hear the song, you connect to it. You know what I mean? The same way, the messages. That's the greatest thing for me. I just want to I try hard to make valuable music that outlives the time. You know what I mean? Because look how long ago, like Bob Marley passed, and so many great artists has passed, Michael Jackson, Whitney, name any of them, and you can still play their music today. And you know what I mean? You still get that feeling as though it's brand new, like, it just come out. So I just it's the same thing. I just want the messages that I put within the music can still be played long after I'm gone, and people can still connect with it, and still hear and feel the truth within it.
And I'm sure they do, because I mean, again, a lot of the songs that I've heard you sing, even during them COVID times, I was like, man, this song getting me through.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And most of those songs, like God Answer Prayers, is about 7 to 8 years old now. So most of
Yeah.
those songs are they're what I mean, they're a couple years old now, but still, what I mean, when you hear it, it still hits. So and that one, like I said, that's gonna outlive me. That's a foundational track, God Answer Prayers, and
Mhm.
it's songs like that, that I want to make sure is there for in the future. So.
Definitely, definitely. Well, for those who are tuned in, again, we have Lady Flame, reggae gospel artist. And again, as she mentioned, she sing other things too, other genres. So that's why you have to connect to her social media handles, so you could kind of keep track with what she's doing, upcoming projects,
Hmm.
upcoming shows and events, and just kind of, see what she's about. Because once you get to her social media, you are definitely going to be inspired by it, spiritually. You're going to be fed
Thank you.
with the music that she sings and that she's putting out there. So yeah, definitely check it out. I did link her YouTube page in the title and also in the comment section, so check in there and just click on her page and definitely subscribe. It's free. And then all the pages that I showcase on the screen, definitely connect to those handles as well. I'm telling you,
Hmm.
again, we kind of just kind of caught up with what you've been doing from last year to now, and there's a whole lot that has
Right.
happened. And you have upcoming events. Where do you have anything that you are wanting to accomplish by the end of next year? Like, is there something that you kind of like, have?
By the end of next year, there's a couple EPs that I want to make sure that we release. We released Inner Worship, which was like part one of the project that we were doing, because we have so much songs that we wanted to put out as my next gospel album. But we
Yeah.
released it, Inner Worship, that's part one of it, and we're gonna release Highest Praise, which would be part two. So I really would like that to be out, if not by the end of the year, by next year, because we do have a lot of projects already out and coming out this year. I have a lot of contemporary music, slash reggae, and multi-genre projects that I want to drop as well for the summer and coming into the fall. So, we're just being creative and just, how should I say, experimenting in different genres just to connect to more people,
Yes.
and so that it exposes them to all of my music. You know what I mean? So definitely, last year we dropped a Lovers Rock EP.
Yeah.
That one is extremely big. We did a tribute to Phyllis Dillon on that, and that tribute, which is a medley, was number one on the charts for like months. You know what I mean? And it's still, that's one of my most streamed reggae track. Underneath Second Time, which Second
Right.
Time is on the Two Time rhythm, produced by Cargo. Cargo, big up yourself. Second Time was
Oh,
my answer to his song on that rhythm. So, it's a lot of work being done, and I really just would like, all the projects, most of the projects that we're working on, to get out there to the people so that they'll be able to hear, what we've been working on, So it's a lot of work to be done. So major, major work. So,
definitely, definitely. That is awesome. And again, you have a lot out there already that people could just kind of check out and so forth. I know I saw a
hmm
short because I know you mentioned the event that's coming up. I believe it was in the
hmm
short. I can play that real quick for those. Is it this one right here? See you May 9th?
which one? Yeah,
Hopefully it's
that's,
showing.
mhm.
Okay. It says see you May 9th at the UBS Arena.
Hey,
Yeah.
peace. It's your girl, Lady the Flame, here to remind you that I will be performing live, opening for Barry Salmon, Stephanie Mills, and Romaine Virgo, May the 9th. That's right, Mother's Day weekend. Make sure you have your tickets. Be there at UBS Arena. We can't wait to see you, all right? Hey,
Yeah, I know that's gonna be a
Mhm.
big deal.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
being from New York, I'm like, now that I'm growing, because when I grew up in New York, I was just, a kid. But now an
hmm
adult, like I'm seeing all of these events going on over there. I'm just like, oh,
Yeah.
that would be one I would definitely have been to.
Yes.
But I still got family out there, so I'll definitely share
Yeah.
it with them and so forth.
Definitely. That's
They
going to be a very nice, nice event. Everybody that knows, Stephanie Mills, from back in the days, discos, you know what I mean? I never knew Love Like This before is one of her hits as well. And everybody know Romy, and, you know what I mean? We love Romy and Virgo. So that's
yeah,
going to be a wonderful show. Wonderful show. Yeah.
yeah, he's like a Chicago favorite as well because
Mm.
I think we first kind of met him through a cousin of mine. She was doing like a business event, and he
Okay.
was performed there and so forth, and it was pretty good. And yeah, it's funny with me as a younger, you hear all the voices and all the good songs, but sometimes you don't
hmm
put the name to the voice, and then it's like,
Yeah.
oh, I
Yeah.
need to go look into this, and when you look into it, like, oh,
Yeah.
it's you. But Romaine Virgo is who I was referring to. But
Yes.
yeah,
Yes. Yes.
you are doing awesome collaborating with all of these people. Um, is there an artist that you have not collaborated with that you would love to do a song
Of
with?
course, of course. I've opened for him many, many times, which is Barris Hammond. I would love to do a song with Barris.
Oh, sweet.
So let's hope we're speaking it into fruition right now. Yeah, definitely. I would love to do one with him.
Because
Yeah.
the next time that we might do an interview, you might tell me like, yeah, I'm working on something. You just speak it
Yeah,
out.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, let's hope. Yeah.
So that's one to definitely collaborate with if you get the moment. I mean, it's definitely, I believe it's going to happen. It's just a matter
Yeah.
of the right timing and so forth, and just that. And whenever you do, you give me the side news.
Okay, definitely.
Oh, it'll be this what? We said it and it's happening.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate, your time just again just blessing us with your presence and just your inspiration and just kind of like letting us know what is going on, what you're doing, and just for those who missed the first interview, they're able to kind of get to know you and just who you are and what you
Hmm.
stand for and just keep an eye out for all the things that are to come. So
Yes.
is there any like last words that you will not last words, but any words of encouragement or you would like to say?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm very
definitely. I just
mindful of what I say, and words have a lot of meaning. So sometimes when I start to say something, I need to switch that up.
yes, yes.
Yeah,
Definitely just wanna big up everybody again. If you are watching this, please do. I am asking, I am begging to follow me on all my social media networks. Please just plug in Lady Flame RP. It's important that I want people to feel like they are a part of everything that we're doing. So we don't say fans, we say family. We say supporters. So definitely, I don't want to make a move or drop something or be somewhere and you don't know about it or you hear about it from somebody else. So definitely, please connect with me. Follow on any of the pages so that you can stay up to date, and definitely look out for a brand new single that will be dropping on Mother's Day entitled Mama. Okay. I want to big up all the mothers wherever you are, all the mother figures. You don't have to have a child. As long as you play the role or play that role for someone, it could be an auntie, it could be a godmother, whatever. I want to big you up wherever you are. And when that day comes, happy Mother's Day. This song celebrates you and encourages you. And I just want everyone, wherever you are, please, 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 please go and download it on Mother's Day. Run the numbers up, okay? Download it and send it to that special lady that you want to big up on Mother's Day, definitely. And please, I want to see you in New York if you are in that area, May the 9th. And if you're in Jamaica, anywhere near Christiana, please come on out to the Mother's Day events, okay? Definitely.
awesome. And for those, again, who are new, you mentioned the Mama song. Can you give us a little something so they know, get that little taste as to what they're gonna expect?
Okay, so I give you a few lines from it.
Yeah.
She stands alone, holding it down on her own. She is a mother, turning a house into a home. She got bills to pay and mouths to feed, supplying everything they need. But believe me, it not easy. Sometimes all you wanna do is breathe. But when that child smiles for a while, you remember that you made this child looking so beautiful, no matter where them try to pull, and it's worth every single mile. She gave up her life, so you gotta live it. Mama gave us life, she gave up her life, so you gotta live it. Mama gave us life, she gave up her life, so in
Hmm.
the end, it's worth it all. Ooh, yeah. So get back up every time you fall. Yeah, that was the title, Mama. So definitely, it's just reflecting on even our own parents, the sacrifices they did while we were growing up, so that we can have the better things in life. So that means that don't weaken out, don't chicken out. Keep
Telling you.
pushing yourself and live your life because your parents did what? They did all they can just so that
Yeah.
you can live. So yes.
Man, that's a perfect way to close out. So again, like you said, find her, run up all of her songs, the one that she just sang. And look, if you're in the area of where her upcoming event, attend, buy a ticket and check it out. All right. If you don't mind, we are going to close with a word of prayer. And again, before I say
Okay.
that, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I know this will not be the only interview that we will do together. So, we'll
Right.
check in again with each other and just kind of, go over something that has happened and so forth. I love this interview. And I love that, you were able to spend the time with us just to share your talent and love for, what you do. So without further
Definitely.
ado, I will close out with prayer and we will end this live for the night. This so special live. All right, dear Heavenly Father, we just want to thank you once again for allowing Lady Flame to take a pause in her schedule just to kind of come and share again the gift that she has in song and her vocal cords. We ask that she may continue the path of inspiring people around her and inspiring people that she come in contact with. We pray that for her, that she will be blessed with good networks, good connections with people, dear God, and that she would just continue to just move forward um, with what you have planned for her. We ask that you may continue to bless our families, bless her fans, bless her family, and everyone that is connected to her. Help her to continue to grow in your glory. Amen. All
Amen.
right,
Yeah.
girl. All right, sis. We will stay in touch, and you enjoy the
Definitely.
rest of the evening. Even though I know you probably might just like go and continue working on something.
Yeah, I'm in the studio, so I'll get back to work. But thanks for having me again. Thank you.
No problem. Take care.
All right.
All right, everyone, and there you have it. We had a great time today. Just kind of just talking about all of these great things that she's doing. So definitely connect in the chat. Thank you so much for tuning in, our silent listeners. I see where there's a message here in the chat that said, "Blessings to you, Queen Lady Flame. Thanks for blessing us with your presence." That's from Beverly, and also blessings everyone on the live and my sister. God were spoken. And where is the event going to be? So that event that she mentioned is going to be in New York, and for Mother's Day. And then that's with Barris Hammond and Romaine Virgo. And then she's going to be in Jamaica, I think, after that, doing another event. So if you're wanting to keep track with, what she's doing, and if it's close to you, again, follow her on, I'm going to reshare the page again. Let's see that. We're going to follow her on, let's see. She has her official fan page on Facebook, so check that out. Lady Flame official fan page. So yeah, that's where she have a lot of videos and information about upcoming events and so forth. And yeah, that's the best place to connect with her. Not best, one of the best places. And let me reshare another area that you can follow her on. Make sure you like up the live, give it a thumbs up if you are watching from behind the bushes. Thank you, our silent listeners. We appreciate you tuning in. Make sure you like this live. Make sure you make a comment during the live or maybe after the live is cut. And share it with your friends. Don't be selfish. Share it with your friends because this is good stuff here. And this is hopefully showing Lady Flame RP Instagram page. So check that out too. She has a lot of good things on there as well. And it kind of keep you updated and just up to date with everything that she is doing. All right, let me share her website as well. Let's see. Hopefully I'm clicking on the right thing here. All right. Okay. No. Oh, let's see. Here's her TikTok. So you can follow her here. Lady the Flame on TikTok. Look like she's in a studio or she's at an event having a good time over here. All right, some videos and clips of some of the work and performances that she is doing. And this is the event that she was referring to. Saturday, Mother's Day. Let me see here. So yeah, this is the event with Barris Hammond, Stephanie. Virgo. You know some love for every tear I know you shed. Don't give up. Let's see here. And let me try to get to her website so you guys can connect there. Oh yes, it was Mama Fisher. Big up to Mama Fisher there. All right, let me see if I could get her website up. I'm sure this is it. Yep, it is. So this is her website here. If you ever want to book her or you just want to stay in touch, this is her website that you can go to, and you can just kind of click on the links and just kind of get whatever information that you need. So yeah, about Rawborn Productions. She got a lot of good stuff out already, so definitely check it out, guys. All right, I think I shared all of the pages that we have for her. So yeah, definitely, if you tune in, make sure you are connecting with her on social media, and just hey, once you make a comment, just say hey, so Royal Mish sent you, or this is us and what we do family sent us here. All right, shout us out so that she know that we are family. So thank you so much, God's Word Spoken, for being in the chat. I appreciate you so much. It's been a minute, so I appreciate you tuning in, and all of our silent listeners. So we are going to close out. Again, it has been a pleasure just interviewing her and just catching up from the last time that we spoke on our platform. And as you see, she's doing a whole lot and staying busy in a good way. All right, guys, you all have an awesome night and take care. I love you from So Royal Mish. Love you, Blaze. I love you. I hear you downstairs, and love you, Princess and Mama Fisher. Got to shout out my This Is Us and What We Do crew over there. Love ya. Bye. Mwah, 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 mwah. Hugs and kisses.